Hello and welcome back to Hardworking Man. Today I'm going to show you a couple must-have tractor upgrades. You're not going to want to miss it. I have a couple tractor upgrades that change the way you operate your tractor, and the third one I'm going to share with you is a little bit more expensive, but it'll pay for itself the first time you use it. And trust me, I've gone without this on a few of my other tractors and I've always paid the price. So you're going to want to add one of those to your tractor. The first two are super cheap, easy to use, and worth their weight in gold. Let me show you what they are. So one of the first things I'm going to talk about is something I shared before. They're like $10 to $15, and if you have a tractor, especially if you work in the wood yard where you're constantly maneuvering, you got to add one of these. It's simple. It's a suicide knob. This thing is key. It makes it so much easier to make the tight turns, to make the little adjustments when you're scooping up IBC totes or pallets. So much easier than using the steering wheel or the old palm on the wheel method. Adding one of these is super simple, super easy, and it's cheap. Let's fire up the tractor and I'm going to show you what the next major upgrade is. Now the next must-have upgrade is right here in my hand, and this one is do at your own risk because it is bypassing a safety feature, but it's one that drove me absolutely crazy. And being a hydrostatic tractor, I don't feel like it's as necessary as like a gear shift tractor, and it has to do with this function right here. When you get the weight off your seat, the tractor shuts off. I do this all the time, whether you're looking to scoop up a pallet, whether you're looking to pick up some logs, whatever you're doing. There's a lot of times when I lift the weight up off the seat and the tractor shuts off. This is just a little adapter I bought off eBay, and it bypasses that seat safety switch. Again, at your own risk. Let me show you. You could just cut and splice the wire on your tractor and accomplish the same thing, but I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to cut the wire and splice it because if I sell this tractor, they might want this. It's something that with this, it was like $8 or $9. You can plug this in, bypass it, and if you ever want it back on, you just unplug this and replug the wires in. It's that simple. Let me show you where this is on the Coyotes. So here on the Coyote tractors, it's just this switch right here, or this plug, I guess. It's not a switch. You just unplug that, plug this in, and now with that plugged in, you can take the weight off your seat without your tractor shutting off. You can jump off and do something real quick without having to put it in neutral and set the parking brake, which is normally what you have to do to get off the Coyote tractors without them shutting off on you. So before I get to the last must-have tractor modification in this video, Rachel has something she wants to share with you.
So if you're like Keith, he always is complaining of having cold, sweaty feet. Anytime, it doesn't matter, warm weather, cold weather, his feet are always cold. So the solution was, 2 years ago, I found these Lorpin merino wool socks, and they've been fabulous. He's loved them. They are the ticket to not having any cold, sweaty feet. But they're starting to wear. If you can tell, the soles are getting a little worn out. It's only been 2 years. Lucky for us, we were contacted by Camel City. They make wool socks. They're made in the USA. There's a little flag on here to prove it. These socks have padded cushioning built right into the soles. It's not anything that's cumbersome. I have a pair myself. I wear them often when I go on my walks, and they don't make my feet sweat. They are way better than any cotton socks that I've worn. These are perfect. I can't wait to wear them. I have this pair that is like the ankle height. It's a little taller than ankle on me. And then there's the crew socks that Heath is currently wearing. We'll show you in a minute. And I love them. So if you're like Heath and you always have like sweaty feet, no matter if you're wearing boots or tennis shoes or whatever, this is your solution.
So as Rachel was saying, they sent us those. They're like the 4-inch high sock, which I love when I'm wearing my mock toe work boots. And these are the taller ones. And one thing I love about them, not only are they super comfortable, and like she said, your feet sweat, but it wicks it away. And it doesn't make your feet cold. My feet are cold, summer, winter, fall, it doesn't matter unless I'm wearing merino wool socks. Now, what sets the Camel City socks apart from them Lorpins? They have a 10-year durability guarantee. To me, that's insane because like Rachel said, those other socks that I loved didn't even last 2 years. They're pushing up on 2 years now, and they're wore through. I don't know if you could see it good when she was talking, but like by the toes and the heels, like there's no wool left here. So I'm really excited. We haven't obviously had these Camel City socks for 10 years, but the fact that they'll stand behind them with that type of guarantee tells me they're probably gonna last longer than these did. All right, on to the last must-have tractor accessory for this episode.
Your brain doesn't work, man.
All right, on to the last must-have tractor accessory on this video. Like I said, over the years, not having this has cost me. And it's not just this grill guard, but the actual brush guard that goes over it. We got one from Broken Anvil Metal Works, and they make all kinds of accessories for tractors, from the brush guards to, I guess, skid plates underneath to steps. They do it for Coyote, Bobcat, LS, Kubota. You got to check them out. They got all kinds of stuff, but this is one you must have. I have broken out several of the grills on these tractors from hitting stumps, or when you use a grapple or forks trying to scoop brush, and one stick, no matter what, is going to come through here and smash your headlight, smash your grill, and even one time right through my radiator. So having this in place is a huge benefit, and these plastic pieces now aren't cheap. In fact, this costs more than what this grill guard does. So do yourself a favor, get these grill guards or brush guards installed before you need them, not after. Learn from my mistakes. Let me show you what we got. So I reached out to Broken Anvil Metal Works. It's actually a Michigan company, and I was like, would you guys be interested in working with me promoting these on the channel? Because it was one of the nicer looking and well-built brush guards available. One thing that's really cool about what they do is you can order different options. So I went with the slots up top, the Coyote down here for the Coyote tractor. You can get all little Coyotes up here. You can get custom made ones. I could have got a hardworking man custom brush guard. They do all kinds of things. So check them out. We'll put a link to their website in the description. Now we're going to show how quick and easy this is to mount. It was only a couple $100, and like I said, this is cheaper than breaking any of this and having to replace it. So the first thing we're going to do is take out the top 2 bolts of our brush guard. So now with these top bolts out, we'll put this in place. Just hold it here towards the top and get these bolts started. Now, I like to make sure that this is level with the front top piece. So once it's level there, all the way across, I'm going to tighten these bolts. Now there's 2 holes on each side in here. I'm just going to do the top one. So pressing it against the top, I'll mark this with the blue Sharpie, just because blue is what I had. But with that marked with a Sharpie on both sides, I'll then remove the grill guard, drill these holes out so I can put the top mounting bolts in to secure this into place so it doesn't vibrate and rattle. With both sides marked, I'll remove this again so I can drill the holes easier without this being in the way, so I get straight holes instead of crooked holes coming in at an angle. Now I know you should never work underneath a lifted up loader. I got the fork so that if hoses blow and this thing comes crashing down, it won't completely crush me. But being a brand new tractor, that shouldn't happen. So again, do as I say, not as I do. Let's get these holes drilled. We're going to start with a smaller drill bit to get the pilot holes, then the correct size drill bit for the bolts to go through, install that grill guard, and we're done. That fast and that easy. Apparently, I didn't have that in there tight enough. And Rachel thinks it's quite funny.
Well, I just love when you're like, record this, and then something like that happens.
So now with the pilot hole, I'll switch to a 5/16 drill bit and get the correct size hole punched through this grill guard. So, I mean, this thing's super simple to install. They do have the option to put 2 bolts on the side. I don't think that's necessary, so we're only gonna do the top one. It'll have the bottom and the top, and then it supports against this too. And if you hit anything, it's gonna be going that way. So let's get this installed and not only see how much it's gonna protect that grill, but see how much sweeter it makes the Coyote look. So we'll get these bottom bolts started loose, and then we'll get those top bolts installed, and then once we get it level, we'll tighten everything up. So they send you the bolts, the locking nuts, and the washers with this kit. So we'll just get this punched through. Put the washer on and get the nut started. And then we'll do the other side, and then we'll level it up, tighten the bottom, and then come tighten these bolts. All right, so now with both side bolts installed, we're gonna raise this up to where we like it, tighten these lower bolts. Switch to 1/2 inch, tighten those side bolts, and we're done. That was pretty quick, pretty easy, all done with a couple of Milwaukee cordless tools. So there it is. I went with the black. You can also get these in orange. And not only does it look sweet, but it's gonna protect my investment, my tractor. Like I said, I've skipped on this being cheap before, and it's always cost me. So don't be like me. Don't be cheap. Get you a Broken Anvil Metal Works grill guard for your tractor before you smash your grill headlights and or radiator. Thanks for watching Hardworking Man, guys, and have a great day.